Hey guys, Outdoor Enthusiast 88 here again. So I have a new review for you today. It's a product that's kind of trending right now. It's something that I know a lot of people who like the outdoors, people who like, exercising, hitting the gym, going for a jog, biking, whatever. They, are kind of gravitating to this kind of movement. And of course, there's a bunch of products that are competing in the segment. But I'm going to review today my Fitbit Charge HR. There it is. I've had it for almost 6 months now, so I have a pretty good idea on what it does well, what it doesn't do so well, and if it's worth the $130 to $40 price range. You can get them on sale sometimes for about $100, so that's a good deal, maybe a little less. But without further ado, let me just kind of jump in and I'll show you guys the app as well. So this is the cable. These three are the only things that come with the package. It's a nice little plastic package. Like I said, I've had it for 6 months. It's a hard case package. It's a USB charger connector. It can also be used with any kind of USB. I actually use like an iPhone or a cell phone USB charger. Just connect it in, or right in your laptop as well. It has an interesting little hook up here. You'll see it's not a traditional charger kind of setup. Really, you have like a little notch you got to put it in, so it's a little difficult. It's kind of wiggles a little bit, but good news is the HR, which stands for heart rate, by the way, and I'll talk about that. The HR actually lasts a good 4 days wearing it. I don't wear it to sleep anymore just because it's kind of uncomfortable, but there is a sleep monitoring system set up in this as well. So it comes with a charger cord, USB cord to charge it up. It comes with a little tiny USB adapter, little Fitbit logo there. And this adapter is for putting in your computer, and everything you can do on your connecting via Bluetooth on your phone with the Fitbit app, you can actually do by plugging this directly into any kind of laptop. So you can either do it online or the phone. I just prefer using the phone for quick view, but you can do some more stuff on your laptop if you prefer. So the Charge HR. So I've had it for 6 months almost. It looks like, I've hit it on things. I mean, if you wear it every day on your wrist, not only do you get kind of a Fitbit tan line, but you're gonna hit things with it. It kind of sticks out a little bit, but it's holding up pretty well. It's got some scuffs on it. I wear it, and actually when I go to the gym, I actually tend to put it in my pocket because, believe it or not, you can actually read better when riding a bike or anything like that when you put it in the pocket. So that's something to think about, because if you're on a bike, this thing only monitors really accurately if it's on your wrist when you're running and your wrist is moving. I will tell you, if you shake it, it's not like a traditional step meter, right? If you shake it, it's not going to count your steps. So like right now we're at 59.63. See, it's not going to just count your steps. It definitely has really good sensors in it, and I'll run through kind of what you have here. So you have a clock with your date there. Just a single button on this device, by the way. Right there is a simple button. Steps. It went up 1. Uh-oh. Steps. Heart rate. Now, heart rate is it's kind of a laser emitter that runs the heart rate. You need to have it kind of attached to your wrist to really get a good reading. Now, heart rate is kind of a problem with the Fitbit. There's a lot of issues that have come up with how accurate it is, but really even Fitbit says, it's just a good tell. It's not like a medical grade heart rate monitor, so keep that in mind. So you got steps, heart rate, and you'll notice actually some of the steps, like I counted some because I've been moving it around. So it won't mess it up if you shake it, but if you're moving it around, like just carrying it like this, it might read some inaccurate steps. So, but if you keep it on your wrist, it's pretty close, judging by, if you use your phone as well to kind of compare, since you have your phone attached to your hip most days. You got a miles, distance, calories burned. Pretty sure that's inaccurate, but it's neat to have it on there. Steps. It's kind of accurate. And back to clock and date. So the laser emitter for the heart rate is on the back here, right below the charging port. It does blink at random times, and it leaves kind of a little glowy light, especially if it's dark out. Like the heart rate's about probably a good 20 to 30 beats off. Maybe a little less sometimes. It's not super accurate, but it's a good tell if you're exercising, if you want to keep above a certain level, if you want to keep above like, 130, 120 or whatever, just go ahead and, you can just keep a lookout. Now, when I do go, one thing is really accurate on here, and if I compared it with my GPS on my cell phone, is you can actually, if you hold the button down, oh, and it's actually low on battery. If you hold the button down, it starts a clock. Now that clock starts certain kind of tracks. So basically now everything it reads is currently for that track. You'll see 0 steps, 0 distance, 0 stairs. Now you'll see it's kind of buzzing back and forth. Of course, a low battery. And if you hold it again, you finish, it'll show you've been going for 20 seconds and low battery. So it's low battery, but it'll just show you, so if you, it's like a stopwatch kind of setup. It's really well if you want to go for a jog. It's very accurate. I will say the distance and the steps are extremely accurate, comparing it to like a GPS on your phone if you're going for a jog. So that's really cool. So I'll show you guys the app. Now the app is phone based. It is not iPad based. So I'll show you what it looks like on the iPad, but this is kind of blown up. It's much easier to kind of use on your phone. So basically you go and you create an account, log on to your app on your Fitbit app, and then you go ahead and you can go and use all these different fields, and you can edit it up here. You can just kind of edit. You can delete, add fields, whatever you want. It shows you what you've done throughout the week, and it has a mobile track. And what you do is once you sign up your account, it actually goes and tells you to turn your Bluetooth on, and Bluetooth connects directly to your charge. So you see, I'm kind of need to catch up from yesterday. So you got steps, resting heartbeat. It has some kind of cues here to show you, like, are you moving? Kind of gives you some, boosts, I guess, to tell you what you need to do, what you've been doing, miles, calories burned. You can click on any of these. It'll bring up some charts to show you what you've been doing, whether or not you've reached your goal or not, that Fitbit kind of recommends, recommendation goals. Shows you if you want to do, you can set up how much your weight loss for a weight tracker. You can do, this sleep is interesting. I have not used the sleep very often. I just don't think it's very helpful, but it is a neat feature because sleep, you can actually go and track what your nightly routine looks like. So for sleep, you'll see I had like 8 hours of sleep, a couple months ago, whatever it was. And you'll show when you're asleep, shows you when you're restless, when you're awake, number of times you're awake, restless, all that good stuff. So it's pretty cool if you think you're having kind of restless sleep syndrome or something, right? Shows you kind of idea what you're doing for sleep. You can do calories. You can actually go and use this as a calorie intake. You can also use, like, it shows you how much water you've drunk if you wanted to, record how much water you drink every day. So that's the dashboard. You can actually go and set up some challenges. So it says, like, stay motivated, show you kind of what you're doing every day. You can set up, you can invite friends. You do have a friends listing here. You can go and add people if you'd like. They can challenge you as well. So it's pretty neat. It's a neat interface, I think. Now, in terms of philosophy of use for this thing, with a lot of people working in offices these days, I mean, it kind of, with a recommendation of 10,000 steps that they want you to reach every day, it can get pretty hard to reach that amount. And I think one of the big things about Fitbit is to kind of tell you when you've had kind of a slacking day, right? So if you don't go to the gym every day, maybe you look at your Fitbit and you're like, oh, I only did, 5,900 steps so far today. Well, when I go home, I better hit the gym or something, to try to keep up, because it's not gonna, it helps you with the weight loss. It'll help you, get out there and get fit and stay healthy and all that good stuff. So would I recommend buying it? It depends on what you want. Like I said, it does some stuff really well, and it does some stuff not so well. So, calorie counting and heart rate might be a little inaccurate. Steps aren't, 100% accurate, but they are good enough if you keep it on your wrist and don't just throw it around everywhere. yeah, so it's really just something to remind you to stay active. So it's your call if it's something might interest you or not, but I think it's kind of neat. And yeah, so that's my say. So if you guys have any questions at all, let me know. I can help answer those, and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and have a good one.